Yes. So, folks, yeah. Pleasant afternoon to you, wherever it is you're watching us from. This is Spoon TV Live, coming to you from up Capitol Hill. Right where we are is before the PPCC, and this road leads further to town, and this road leads to the Executive Mansion, the Capitol Building, and the Supreme Court and other government installations as well. So as you can see, officers of the Joint Security of Liberia have formed a barricade. What we do know is that motorcyclists are in mass making their way up here towards Capitol Hill. So far, it's been peaceful, it's been orderly. We've witnessed motorcyclists, diverting traffic and all of that. But from what we're seeing now is the police, the Joint Security, now moving their barricade as to whether or not this will be the last stop for the marching and the onward marching motorcyclists. That is why we're up the hill to bring you all of what is unfolding. But right now, the police officers are taking a barricade to place it right before the intersection leading towards the Executive Mansion and the Capitol Building, as well as the Supreme Court of Liberia. My name is Diamond Slanger. I'm here with Sylvester Cholople. Jurassic Joe is marching along with the motorcyclists. So students and onlookers in the compound of the University of Liberia also looking on. The police are forming their lines. As you can see, vehicular traffic is still flowing, but the men have raised their shields. So the shield wall is moving now. So we know that the motorcyclists are marching upwards. They're coming, but as to whether or not they will pass this point and make their way towards the Capitol Building, or they will be kept right at the base of Capitol Hill. This is what we here to witness. So the police moving in, a contingent right here now forming the wall. As you can see, it's a joint security operation. They have the LDEA as well as the Liberia National Police officers present. So they're moving their shield wall. We can also see immigration officers with their riot gears as well, moving in to form this protective barrier. Wherever it is you watching us from, the motorcyclists have not yet arrived up Capitol Hill, and we on the hill here awaiting their arrival. Police officers carrying shields, and some of them with tear gas canister guns as well. They are positioned. So folks, Spoon TV giving you multiple angles as to what is unfolding. The motorcyclists are protesting against a ban, a no-go zone ban that has been reinstated by the Liberia National Police after an incident around the Slipway Hill that was a fatal one as well. So the Liberia National Police has issued a no-go zone order to motorcyclists, commercial motorcyclists, against flying the principal streets of Monrovia. Because of that ban, motorcyclists have said it has impeded their financial strength. It has impeded their financial strength, and now it's time to go off. We're already here. Yeah. It has impeded their financial strength and their capacity to generate income. They earlier had a prelude to this march where a few members of the Supreme Motorcyclist Association decided to present a communication to the Ministry of Justice and subsequently to the United Nations missions in Liberia concerning their planned protest action. So the joint security officers are positioned. We've been told this is just the first wave. They position at strategic points, carrying their tear gas canister guns. There are also agents of the EPS, because this is leading to the executive ground. So agents of the EPS are also present, and they are monitoring the situation. As we speak, President Joseph Boakai is currently having a cabinet meeting. Cabinet meeting is ongoing right up the hill. You there? One more back. We apologize. We apologize for the brief disruption of the audio quality there because of enhancements being made. But we're still here up Capitol Hill. Sylvester Cholople, Nelson Collier, and Diamond Slanger forming part of the advanced spoon team up the hill. And we have Jurassic Joe and the rest of the guys that are marching along with the motorcyclists. So earlier up the hill, the American fire investigators were continuing their assessment and investigative tour of the Capitol building, the joint chambers, which got gutted by fire on the 18th of December 2024. We also got information that the embattled Speaker Jonathan Fananti Kofa's scheduled appearance at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police has been postponed to Wednesday, presumably based on what is happening today. But a lot of other things unfolding in the country. Up the hill at the executive mansion, President Joseph Boakai is currently convening a cabinet meeting. But outside here, this is what the scene is like. Police officers, LDEA officers, immigration officers, and everybody forming part of the joint security apparatus have manned their stations. Riot shields, batons, helmets, and the rest. The motorcyclists in their thousands marching up towards Capitol Hill. This will be the last stand, Nelson Collier. This is what we here to bring uninterrupted coverage of what's happening up Capitol Hill, Nelson. Someone says this ground is sacred and protest actions as such should be diverted. Do you foresee that these motorcyclists will be granted access to petition their lawmakers up here on Capitol Hill?
Well, I think it's going to be a difficult one, Diamond, because considering today being not an active section day up Capitol Hill, even as we speak, there's very less presence of lawmakers there at the moment. And that's one aspect of it. And the fact that the police was aware, the police has been the know of the protest today, the motorcyclist action and all of that. I am strongly convinced that the police will not allow anyone to cross this point. We saw during the protest for the, what was the situation? The protest for the burning of the Capitol building situation. The day before the Capitol building got a fire, there's a similar barricade that was being set here, and the protesters managed to have crossed this particular point. They overwhelmed the police, and they broke through the barricade. But from what I'm seeing here, it seems the police is in full gear, and they're ready for whatever the protesters may be planning to do today. Diamond.
All right, Nelson, thank you there. We do see a fire engine, whether it's responding to an unrelated fire incident. Again, we cannot confirm. But earlier this morning when we were doing our rounds, the joint security was indulging in a show of force. Right now, so far, the protest has been peaceful. We haven't had any incidents or any confrontation or violence. We did witness motorcyclists who are protesting for what they call their economic rights, their right to economic empowerment, some of whom are saying the government should refund whatever monies they did use to register and insure their commercial motorcycles, since now they've been barred from accessing the main streets of Monrovia, which they term as the cash cow when it comes to passengers here in urban Liberia. They're making their way steadily. The number is a massive one, as the train and drove of motorcyclists continues to push forward. This very Monday afternoon, the number keeps increasing. Every intersection, every junction that they cross, there are more members being added. we did see some females who claim to be spouses of motorcyclists or relatives of motorcyclists also joining in on the protest action. But yeah, up Capitol Hill, with all of the chanting, all of the singing, and everything that is happening along the Totman Boulevard, further down Capitol Hill, is quiet except for the engines of vehicles that are revving as they pass by. All locals on board those vehicles looking at the police formation. And we will remain posted here to bring you all of what is unfolding. The Federation of Tricyclists and Motorcyclists Union distanced itself from this protest and, accuse the opposition CDC of inciting a political protest to call. The debate is divided between those who are for motorcyclists returning and those who are against. But each of the sides have got their own points to back their arguments. Right now, the police officers have not yet seen what is the force that is to come towards them. But from their own intelligence and from watching online platforms such as the Spoon TV, they are quite aware of the number that is coming up here towards Capitol Hill. Nelson.
Definitely, Diamond. It's a scene here, and we're looking to see how the police will handle the situation, especially as the protesters are moving towards this end. I saw earlier on a very good number of them marching towards this end. But while I was driving here this morning, I saw another checkpoint somewhere around the 9th Street, or let's make it
between 7th and
8th Street. There was another checkpoint there. So whether they're going to break through or make their way through those different checkpoints and get here, and even make their way through this place that is being heavily guarded by state security to go at the grounds of the legislature, that's another thing that we're looking forward to seeing. And again, sometimes it depends on how the security will govern, let's say the protesters will govern themselves. If they are doing it in a very peaceful manner, and they're cooperating with the state security, there's just a possibility of a few of them, not all of them, marching towards the grounds of the legislature. But then the next concern also is whether the legislature is even in the know of the whole idea of presenting a petition to them today. Because as you know, Diamond, like I stated earlier, usually on Mondays, you don't have the legislature that crowded. Most of the lawmakers would not even go on the grounds of the legislature. The Capitol building is like a ghost town.
It's usually committees that are meeting and the rest.
And stuff like that. So with the whole idea of presenting a petition is a fine one, but I thought that it would have been far better if they had organized it on a Tuesday or a Thursday, at which time the legislature will see all of the lawmakers converging there on the grounds of the Capitol building, and it makes it something near possible for them, even with the state security presence here, for them to get access to them. But I also saw the involvement of the Senate Committee Chairperson, Senator Sir Joseph. He's the chairperson on the Committee on Transport. He's been heavily engaged with the motorcyclists, trying to play that mediatory role between the motorcyclists and that of the state security to getting the situation calm. So perhaps the Monrovia County Senator will be up Capitol Hill to receive their petition on behalf of the legislature. But at the moment, we look forward to seeing how that goes. But Diamond, as you see right across there, you know that the University of Liberia, this place is very strategic. Like you stated, a sacred area. The University of Liberia, the biggest, highest learning institution in the country, right next door. Some of the students are standing by, observing the scene. You have the Capitol building right on the other end, the executive mansion right next door. And that's part of the reason why there will always be a huge security presence here whenever these kinds of activities are going on, because the state security has the constitutional mandate to protect lives. And if you look up Capitol Hill here, a very good, a significant portion of state property is up Capitol Hill here. The executive mansion, the Capitol building, the university, all of those different infrastructures. So aside from that, the people occupying those infrastructures, those structures as well, are of huge importance to the state. So there will obviously be a huge presence of state security here, like we're seeing today. And we just look forward to seeing how that turns out. But there has been fear as well as to whether this protest was very peaceful one, given how some people have perceived motorcyclists over the time, and those are all things that are playing out. And we can only look forward to seeing how it ends out at the end of the day.
Thank you, Nelson. So, as rightly stated, the president is still there on the grounds of the executive mansion. The president is convening a cabinet meeting as we speak, and the motorcyclists are right at the base of Capitol Hill at the headquarters of the United Nations Mission to Liberia, the one UN house as it's called. They're currently presenting their petition to representatives of the United Nations. So after that, whether or not they will progress and march on upwards here towards Capitol Hill, that is what remains to be seen. But they are at the base of the Capitol Hill, Nelson, as we speak, and that is just meters away from where we currently are. So far we have to reiterate that it has been peaceful. We've been following. We did see motorcyclists diverting traffic, allowing vehicles access to pass. The police have been, riding along with them, ahead and beside them, as well as some police vehicles behind them, Nelson. And one incident that I did witness was a motorcyclist was banging on a taxi, and his fellow motorcyclist told him, "You have to stop. If you don't stop, we will airlift you from here. We do not want any violence. We do not want anybody interrupting anything, and let the vehicles flow. Our mission here is different." And they've been involved in making sure that their protest in itself is peaceful, and they can reach to the conclusion of why they started all of this, and that is to present a petition not just to the United Nations but also to their legislators.
And I think making sure that the protest is a peaceful one is a very good move, because everything that's happening here today, Diamond, is more like an appeal. You coming out, you protesting because you want to get the attention of the government to listen to your plight, to your appeal. You're appealing to government to give you access to the major corridors like you had before. So you cannot be appealing and at the same time be involved with anything that has to do with violence, and especially when over the time a lot of people have perceived motorcyclists to be violent people, people who do not respect the rule of law. With the recent video online where the motorcyclist was in a first fight with a police officer, and all of these kinds of different perceptions that's out there in the public about the motorcyclists, those are things that has a propensity to hinder the very objective they want to get at the end of the day. So it's a good thing that even the motorcyclists will now be trying to make sure that this is peaceful. But Diamond, from what I'm getting, it's a good thing that the president is having a cabinet meeting and all of that. But from what I'm getting, this doesn't seem to be something that will be put under the carpet anytime soon with respect to the enforcement. The authorities seem to be very intentional about the restriction. And just this morning we had a brief interview with the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, and he was mentioning the issue of public safety. That it's not just about, yes, the people want to make their money, the motorcyclists want to be out there, but part of their responsibility is to ensure that there's public safety, that the people can commute, move from one point to another and be safe. And that one of the reasons why there has been so many traffic deaths has been because of the proliferation of motorcycles all around the streets. And he was mentioning that they are very intentional. The state security is in charge, and they're going to ensure the safety of the public. So we look forward to seeing how that goes, especially now with the president getting involved, with the cabinet, meeting and everything that's going on at this point.
With the president being within the executive mansion as we speak, it even adds an extra layer as to why we might not see motorcyclists accessing the road leading to the executive mansion. The EPS is going to work along with the requisite authorities, and I'm sure to enforce that as well. And as you did mention the issue of public safety, there has been concerns, well-deserved concerns by Liberians pointed at the Liberian National Police, especially the public safety division and the traffic division as well, that you do not see many police officers at the various intersections, so traffic. And when it's evening hours, once it's after the peak traffic time, police officers disappear. Like the traffic management is only for 6 to 8 hours doing. That is another public safety device that helps. We do not have traffic lights that are working in the country except for one that is right at 20th Street. You don't see anyone again active along the Tottenham Boulevard. There are a few that were installed along the Japanese freeway. But again, only 1 or 2 of those are functioning effectively. So the issue of public safety doesn't just stop with motorcyclists as well, but even the police, the public transport officers just behind what used to be an electronic billboard that has got the red, white, and blue just by the fence of the Capitol building, Nelson. You see a second wave. So this is the first wave. And we're observing how this is going to pan out as to whether that second wave is going to move in. But so far, officers that have got automatic rifles are behind. They're further behind. We can confirm to you because we're seeing it that there are officers with automatic rifles like under the locked door billboard there. But they're not in front of the line. Those we see at the front of the line are carrying batons and tear gas, canister, guns as well. I'm looking for those. Okay, so there's one officer at the front of the line with a tear gas canister gun, but so far the rest are carrying batons, and those with automatic rifles are further behind just by the fence of the Capitol building as well. We see some officers manning the road leading to the executive mansion, and they too have tear gas canister guns in their hands, Nelson.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing that is of serious concern here, I don't know if Cholope could zoom in a little at that end. The traffic has gradually started to build up.
Yes.
I think that's because of the
right
presence.
down the base of the hill.
Right at the foot of the Capitol Hill here. So that is causing a little bit of traffic here as well. And I see some vehicles trying to, take a U-turn, use alternative routes, like you see with the one right before us. But Diamond, like what you just mentioned with respect to the layers here, I think it's an indication of how the police intends, or the joint security, because I see even the LDA here and the immigration is an indication of how they intend to address this particular situation. Because at the front you have the batons, the people with the folks who are not carrying heavy weapons or lethal, they're right before, at the first end there. So if they try to, handle the situation and they cannot handle it using just the baton, then the canister and all of those things, that the pepper spray, all of those things on the second layer will have to be the next option. And and then at the last end there, you have something which I don't want, which I don't want to mention.
Let me explain one to you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna reserve this because you never know what might happen in the coming hours. So yeah. So I think it's an indication of how the police intend to handle the situation here today. But one thing I know, Diamond, is that they are very conscious motorcyclists. There are some of the motorcyclists who are not into the whole violence thing. They want this thing to turn out to be a peaceful one. Their major concern is to have the government listen to them, give them an ear, give them the opportunity where they can get back in the streets and make some money for themselves, so but if for any reason it turns out to be chaotic, it's going to be a serious one, because that is going to lead to the disruption of normal academic activities here at the University of Liberia. Diamond, the university is right next door, and once you have these kinds of tension, it gets to affect normal activities, even at the University of Liberia and other adjacent institutions where government activity or normal work activity is going on. Especially today being the first day of the week, that is one reason why it is even more important for the both parties, talking about the state security and that of the motorcyclists, to give some serious consideration to making sure that this thing is peaceful today.
Definitely, Nelson. This is the Spoon Network. The police officer who seems to be the commander of this first wave is stating that the motorcyclists are marching on, and you can see vehicles are making a U-turn. They're being diverted, especially those that are just around the triangle here. So the police officers are telling them to reroute and turn around and use either the Jalatan side to access the Totman Boulevard. The motorcyclists are coming. We can see them from here. They're making their way. So from what we see is this side has been left open. Cholope will come further. So this route along the Totman Boulevard here has been left open. As to whether or not it's to allow them to pass, we cannot tell, but we'll see what the action of the joint security will be. But what we see is the barricade is just there, denying all access towards the executive mansion and the gate of the Capitol building that is opposite the executive mansion. But for this portion that is leading further along the Totman Boulevard towards town has been left opened. As to whether that is the corridor that they will be afforded, we cannot anticipate, but they are pressing on. They are definitely pressing on, Nelson.
As part of the reason why this corridor is open too is because you have a very good number of the motorcyclists coming from this end that has obviously blocked the flow of traffic from this end. So because there's no vehicle coming using this corridor, obviously you have this entire place free for the guys. But the motorcyclists are marching now. I see. I don't know how they were able to make it through the first layer of a checkpoint we have there, but they are marching now towards this end. And Diamond, this is where this is what's going to determine now. This is the point that's going to determine as to whether this is going to be a peaceful protest or not. Just considering the number of motorcyclists that are coming, that are marching towards this end, vehicles are making a U-turn. They are turning around, trying to use alternative routes, and so we can all hope that it goes peaceful. But I see the guys are coming in a very good number, and we just don't know what it might turn out to be. Diamond, we just can't say. But this is getting to be the real scene of a protest or what have you.
So this black Jeep has got on board police officers that have been escorting or riding ahead of the motorcyclists since since they started, and now we can see that they're advancing towards the top of the Capitol Hill, but the shield wall has been manned as well.
So, but just looking at this end, you can see the police are started building up their defense. So you can see that the police have started beefing up, getting ready for just whatever the situation.
Are advancing. They are advancing. They are advancing up Capitol Hill, and the Supreme motorcyclists are marching up Capitol Hill. They are marching up Capitol Hill, and this is the police war. This is the police war, and we are bringing you all of the happenings. We are bringing you all of the happenings here up Capitol Hill. So they have been diverted not to use the road leading towards the executive mansion. They are all being diverted now to use this corridor that has been left open, Nelson. So this is where we are. The motorcyclists have arrived up Capitol Hill. They have arrived up Capitol Hill. They have arrived up Capitol Hill.
We want ski. We want ski. We want ski.
So they're saying they're not coming towards the executive mansion. They want to hustle, and that's what they are all about. Motorcyclists are moving towards the Capitol building. They're moving on. They are not being granted access towards the executive mansion. They are pressing up.
We want peace. We don't want smoke. We don't want armed rob. We don't want care. We want peace.
So, as you can see, they are moving on. They are even being directed by motorcyclists as well.
We'll show it to the world that we are not disgruntled today. We'll show it to the world that we are the most peaceful people. In fact, I come and pay people to stop motorcyclists, and we know that. We'll show it to the world that we protect every junction that police will be standing today. We will do the work of the police today.
So there you have it. As we said, motorcyclists have been providing security as well. They're making sure that their members conduct themselves in an orderly fashion, and they are moving on. They are pressing on, but they've not been granted access to the route leading to the executive mansion as well. So you can hear them chanting.
We want hustle. Come on. Bagano wabo. Dige amado bato. We want hustle. No job for all. We need peace. We want hustle. Peace is coming for peace. We want to get up. Bagano open freedom for us. No job for all.
Okay, so there you have it. And you can see motorcyclists themselves are involved in the orderliness of their march. So they are moving, as they said, they're conducting themselves in a very, very peaceful manner. And so far, there's been no altercation. There hasn't been any sort of altercation between motorcyclists and members of the joint security as well. As to where they are going, we'll keep pressing on. This is the Spoon Network. My name is Diamond Slang. I'm here with Nelson Colette as well as Sylvester Chopley at Jurassic Joe. Motorcyclists plan this protest action. And they said they want the government to rescind the no-go zone. They do not want to be restricted. They've registered their bikes, and what happened cannot be transferred to all of them. But is this the scenario where the sins of the few affects everybody else, Nelson?
Yeah, definitely. Simon, I just saw for myself it's
Cleaning the streets. They've been cleaning the streets.
trying to calm the situation, telling that police, telling that peaceful. Yes, this is an indication that in the base of the violence that a lot of people talk about with respect to the motorcyclists, they are decent motorcyclists, they are peaceful motorcyclists who are really concentrated on their hustle, and they want to make sure that they can earn something at the end of the day.
And that is what we're witnessing here, as to whether this is an attempt, to cajole and make sure that this order is rescinded. We are following, and will bring you all of what is happening here on Capitol Hill. So they're coming down to the legislature. This is the gate that is opposite the University of Liberia, as to whether they will conduct and present their petition here, or they will go further down. We are following.
All right, so folks, we are still following. So as the motorcyclists have come to submit that petition here at the House of Legislature. So as we observed previously, through the march, the motorcyclists have been conducting some form of decency. They have a team that is assigned to take off all of the trash that they will be putting down on the street. So let's see what next as they submit that petition. That's the petition there. The guy is carrying. That's the guy who is holding the petition.
All right, folks. Spoon TV still live here on Capitol Hill. As voters at this point, after So they started off around from the old road area. As they have been moving on, their numbers have been up. So all locals from within the compound of the Capitol building are also watching. They're making sure that they do not cross the line. Members of the Liberia National Police, the joint security, is also present, and the motorcyclists are one side of the road. So even though it's a limited space of road, but traffic movement is flowing freely. The motorcyclists have said they are here to change the notion that they are not disgruntled people, they are orderly people, and they should be allowed to carry out their hustle along the main Tottenham Boulevard and other principal streets of Monrovia. They were cordoned off. So you can hear them chanting. They want to hustle and they do not want to steal. But there is an interaction right now.
Yeah, no problem.
We want some. We don't want to sleep. We want some. We don't want to sleep. We want some. We don't want to sleep. We want some. Tell them, man, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. So listen. We don't want problem. We started with peace. And we want to end with peace. We invited the person that can be our witness. We here in control. We announced that we will be submitting petition to 3 locations: the U.S., the UN headquarters, and the legislature here, and the U.S. embassy. Please inform that the police are already starting stopping our people that are trooping away from our town. Please talk to your police director. From here, if we submit our petition here, we are going for our people. That will not problem now. If the police want anything on any peace, let them not see the peace. They should know that it is our right to assemble anytime. You please tell the police director, the people should stop denying our people. Our people are making their way to us, and they are stopping their advantage. From here, if we finish submitting our petition to the lawmaker, we are going for our people, and nobody will stop us. We started here with peace. We are asking the police to protect us. If they fail to protect us, we will protect ourselves. Thank you.
The team. So now we are waiting as they enter the Capitol building to submit their petition here at the Capitol building, and right after they will be heading to the U.S. embassy to submit a copy of their petition as well. So you hear from them as they it's a bad register.
My bad register, how my document is show everything. Everything is together.
And it's true that you people have been misbehaving and been confronting the police.
It's not transferable. It's not transferable. Other people that encourage them, they have me to do from police have our equipment to run after those that embarrass them. Right now, I was not in the flat, but right now, I was in my area. I was still called the police are disturbing. The police are disturbing. But now, they are taking that one and say we part of the club.
They are harassing us. So now we are heading to the Capitol building where they will be submitting their petition, and right after they will be going to the U.S. embassy to CC copy.
Why we didn't feel it and trust it. Yes! You show how Monrovia we want a main street, people being now, the put on the sign says, send a lot of no more sanitize a mirror.
As it relates to the immediate imposed ban being placed on them. Just not let them prepare the sacrifice. Let them prepare the sacrifice.
Good job. Venues they have targeted, which is the Capitol building. Nobody come here. You mean not talking anything? Nobody come here also. Come
That's it?
Speak. My name is Chokon. I prefer to be called Yellow Machine. Like I said, I prefer to be called Yellow Machine. We are here
Speak louder, please.
We are here to present our petition. It is our understanding that whenever we citizens of this country, we have issues affecting us, we petition our lawmakers. We understand that the 5 million plus human beings in Liberia, everybody get involved in this. They say we send you people here to represent us. And so, the Constitution gave us the right to petition you. And so, our petition reads: the Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Liberia Incorporated, after the Sackless petition, we want to use this medium to extend greetings to members of the folk estate, the National Executive Committee of Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Liberia, stakeholder, counties and district coordinator, parking lots, the Sackless in general. Today, we are gathered in our mass numbers. In line with Article 17, we state that all persons at all times, in an orderly and peaceful manner, consult upon the common good to instruct the representative to petition their government. We also want to remind the government of Liberia Article 1, we say that all power is inherent in the people, and all free government are instituted by their authority for their benefit, and they have the right to alter and reform the thing when there's safety, benefit, and they have the right, I repeat, to alter when their safety and happiness so required. We condemn the act of vandalism by few motorcyclists. They February 19, 2025. They also condemn the unethical and exclusive use of force by the Liberia National Police led to many injuries of our cyclists. We, the cyclists, have been marginalized toward the people by the government of Liberia through the Liberia National Police, headed by Colonel Greg People, the RG. As a result of police placing multiple checkpoints in the city, we are lost one of our brothers, Emmanuel Shoko. We found ourselves deeply troubled by the form Emmanuel Iwis, our beloved country Liberia. I repeat, we found ourselves deeply troubled by the form Emmanuel Iwis, our beloved country Liberia, are in the state of stagnation. and motorcyclists continuously being attacked and brutalized by members of the Liberia National Police on a daily basis, with no measure to address these attacks by this government. The government of Liberia has subjected us to urgent profit. Our motorbike has been unlawfully impounded after obtaining license, insurance, jackets, reflector jackets, all necessary documents requested from the government of Liberia. Looking at the economic hardship and high rate of unemployment within the country, we the cycle have decided to create job opportunity for ourselves by way of riding motorbike to sustain our family as a livelihood. We are peaceful and law-abiding. It is the reason why, for which we have registered our bike in order to be in compliance with the rules and regulations and governing traffic laws. We are therefore asking the government to lift up this ban that was placed on our people because it is unconstitutional. I repeat, we are therefore asking this government to immediately lift up this ban that was placed upon our people because it is unconstitutional. We collect money for us. You can't collect money for us in the name of taxes and then place a ban on us because of few motorcyclists action. I repeat, you can't collect our money in the name of taxes and because of few people action and then you place ban on everybody. Rampant corruption by the police, harassment, intimidation, lawlessness, and the abuse of power have become a dominant on this graduate common regime. It is very much disheartening that despite of the trust and support given to this government by the motorcyclists, we need to have to pay back that suppression. I repeat, it is very disappointing that despite our trust and support given to this government by the cyclists, we need to have them pay back with evil and suppression. Now the no-go zone, the no-go zone restriction. The no-go zone restriction is causing serious problems and chaos in the city. We want to have the general public informed, realistic. Some of our bikes that were unlawfully arrested by the Liberia National Police has been distributed and more government officials, specifically the Liberia National Police officers. Over the period, we the motorcyclists have not considered either capital in national budget, rather being used by government for political gains. I repeat, over the period, we the cyclists has not been considered either capital in the national program, but rather being used by government and politicians for political gains. We the motorcyclists have faced brutality, the abuse of our rights, and exploitation by Gregory Como and his likes. Rather than focusing on the programs and policies to improve the lives of the cyclists through trainings, the most marginalized group in Liberia, government officials have prioritized personal enrichment, benefiting themselves and their family. We want to be emphatically clear that the government of Liberia can't treat us in this form after collecting huge amount of revenue from us to the transport ministry within a short period of time. It has taken 12 days now. We can't get proper redress from the government to address our issue relative to over 800 plus motorbikes that are unlawfully been arrested. However, We would like to use this public platform again to have the government informed on the following. One, that we want the government to lift up the unconstitutional ban that was placed on us or give back our money. Can one, I repeat, that we want the government to lift up the unconstitutional ban that was placed on our people or give back our money. Over $6 million United dollars that were collected for us through revenue. Two, we did our about that were unlawfully impounded. Three, that we demand the resignation or dismissal of the recommend because we believe it's unprofessional. We have reduced our country to a police state. So that we are calling the government for a speedy investigation to be done for the death of our comrade Emmanuel Chokon Pajibo that was allegedly killed as a result of police liberation of checkpoints in the city and other cyclists that were hit and injured by the police. Now, our people march and mass assembly begin Monday, March 2025 and continue until this ban can be lifted. Lastly, I repeat, that our people march and mass assembly begin today, March 3, 2025 and continue until this ban can be lifted. We would like to acknowledge and draw the attention of this government of Liberia, member of the press, the international community, religious leaders, civil society organization, and the public in general that if the government can adhere and address our issue, we will continue with our people protest and mass assembly until otherwise. A few months ago, the police RG told the Liberian people that those police booths that were erected as sophisticated cameras that were installed on them. Therefore, we expect the police to use these cameras to bring the perpetrator for investigation. We remain resolute and look forward for this ban to be lifted. Signed, Ronald the Cabinet Secretary, attested, Mr. George G. Williams Sr., approved, Chocolate Regional Day,
So the petition has been read by the head of
on behalf of over 200,000 motorcyclists in Liberia, representing the opinions, the disagreements, and issues affected them. We have presented our petition to you.
So, they received by the Honorable Lawmaker
until we can get proper redress. Thank you so much. So, I say thank you so much. This country is grateful we are in house. But the protocol is now that you have submitted you can hear the other side of the coin. Popular persons that was an plenary. The plenary that will second will be a point of the decision.
will put a appeal to you. Put a chairman, I'm listening to you.
This government
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you. First thing when you saw now is to ask your police officer and some advisor to be released our people are coming to us. The next thing, we appreciate your 40,000. We have over 2,000 Monrovia that is back. A day we can raise more than $1 million. We don't need money right now. We want you to use your oversight to invite the RG because we are being impatient. We are being waiting for too long. We are begging you. Our heart is burning. We are begging people because we that God belongs to everybody.
So, Mr. Chairman,
please,
Mr. Chairman,
please,
Mr. Chairman,
please,
Mr. Chairman, there are 73 lawmakers in Liberia. This matter has been fully and they will take this.
Thank you. So we appreciate your money. We don't need it. Please solve our problem. Thank you. We can assure you the matter will appear on the floor tomorrow.
It should be addressed. It will be on the floor between now and Thursday.
So that's it, there, folks. The committee Alright, so a petition was submitted and read by the chair. Alright, so folks, the petition was submitted and received by the chair on petition, Honorable Prince Toad, and as he gave his remark applauding motorcyclists for the way in which they conducted themselves and come here peacefully to submit that petition, he also made the donations of 40,000 in order to help motorcycle transport themselves to go back to their very home. But in no time, the motorcycle chair rejected such amount and said all they are demanding is for the ban to be taken off and so that they can go with their normal hustle. So we are here to bring you the full updates on what is happening here as the motorcyclists take off the street of Monrovia to submit that petition. Right now they are heading to the U.S. Embassy to give copies to the ambassador, and then after then we will tell you what will be up next. So next will take over for me as we proceed with these activities in
Yeah, thank you very much, Joasi Joe. And of course, you just saw the presentation of the petition for the legislature. And of course, the team is now headed towards the UN embassy, the next stop where they are going to be presenting their petition. But I see some group of women here. How you doing, Mama? How you doing, Mama? You want to talk to Spoon TV?
I'm fine.
Okay, why are you here today? Are you protesting with the motorcycles?
No, we are not protesting.
Why are you here?
We are trying to dialogue between the police and the motorcyclists.
Okay.
So that they can see reason and handle it very carefully. This time, you don't look at conflict and say it's small or a big. We know what happened during the war. We know what we saw. So when we see it starting, we try to put end to it. We want dialogue between the police and the government.
What's the name of the group? How is this group called?
West Africa Network for Peace Building.
Okay.
The women program is SWIPNET. That the women that brought peace help to bring peace to that Lema Bowie.
Oh, that the women that used to be to the fish market praying for the country.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But they take your fish market from there and that sports stadium there, right? But how did it go today? You came here to help protest. How did it go today?
We did not protest.
You came to dialogue to help
and guide them because they told us when we talk to them, it will be very peaceful. Okay. So we're not sure we will work with you to capital building. If possible, the American embassy, but we want to make sure that it's peaceful.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, so we are still here. Let's see if we can talk to the Chief of Public Safety of the Liberia National Police. Gay, welcome to Spoon TV.
Good. Welcome.
Today there has been a major protest. Traffic and public safety issue has been a concern as well. How's it been like from your own angle today with respect to public safety as far as even the flow of traffic is concerned?
As you can see, we are in the traffic trying to decongest the traffic.
Okay.
So it's just a regular public safety work to decongest. And what we're on right now.
Okay. But I see the traffic is jammed here. Is it the same in other parts of Monrovia today? And what can you say? How has it been? How has the motorcyclists and even the motorists been working with you with respect to making sure there's a free flow?
Well, the traffic congestion you see here is not normal. As you can see, fleets of human beings in the roadway obstructing the traffic. So the public safety is here to make sure that the traffic is decongested.
All right. Anything you want to say to Liberian citizens across the country, especially today being a major day of protest and the traffic congestion and everything?
Peace is you and I, and everyone's business. So let's maintain the peace.
Okay. Thank you for talking to Spoon TV.
Thank you.
Okay. So, folks, we are headed now towards the U.S. Embassy where the guys are headed. But Chope, I mean, you have been here since this morning. What do you make of everything here?
Well, I think those motorcyclists, they have shown some level of professionalism, discipline, because when we heard about this protest a few days ago, due to the public perception that motorcyclists are usually disgruntled people, today they shown exactly opposite of what public perception towards them. I saw professionalism, I saw discipline, and we all saw them presenting their petition to the lawmakers, and they were very professional and they peacefully, presented their petition. So that's the very first thing I have seen as a journalist who have been covering the protest for years now. I see this one as they are very professional and disciplined. So today we watched the officers of the Liberia National Police, in fact not just officers of the Liberia National Police, the joint security forces, because we saw people from the immigration, we saw people from ANP and other security apparatus. I think they too were professional, and I listened to the fellow who read the petition on behalf of the motorcyclists, and he mentioned a number of things. One of the things that I have interest in, and the public would also love to have interest in, I was surprised when he said that they have raised a little over 6 million in terms of revenue they have contributed to their taxes and what for. I think this is commendable. And secondly, they are not really making it as a force or forcefully. They are appealing on to the Liberia national government, right? The national government through the Liberia National Police. So
I see. Sorry to interrupt you, but you see, there's a huge deployment of the state security from the right before the Liberia National Police headquarters as well. The streets seem to be very charged today with security presence from every corner. It seems to be a very charged atmosphere today, and yes, so it's going to be a day that comes with a lot of exercise. Cholope, you can imagine walking from here all the way to the U.S. Embassy. I don't remember when last I walked. I did this kind of walking before, but you can imagine walking from that end up to this point and then headed towards the U.S. Embassy. It's a day that comes with a very huge exercise as well.
Well, I think it was in 2020 or 2021 when Soup led protests to the American Embassy. I do remember walking from ESW Junction to Central Monrovia, the American Embassy, and bring back our money, 60 billion. I also remember a similar protest like this. But next thing I was seeing something, the petition that was read by the head of these motorcyclists. There are a number of things that they stated, and one of those things, they are asking the president, who is the head of the Bagakun government, to dismiss, the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, because according to them, the IG has allegedly refused to give them go ahead to operate on the principal streets of Monrovia. So they are thinking that the best way forward is for IG to resign or have the president having dismissed. That's another one. So there are several counts they stated in the petition, and here we are now marching, going to the American Embassy. I don't know, Nessie, we all can make it with this march.
Yes, yes, the march is going to be a very interesting one, especially when a very good number of people here have not walked that distance for a very long time. But yes, we're looking forward to seeing how it goes. But talking about the petition and their call for the president to dismiss the IG, we spoke with the IG this morning, and he said they are very determined to carry on this enforcement. The Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, they say that they are in charge, they're in control, and they are carrying on this enforcement for the sake of the public, to ensure public safety, to curb the frequency of road accidents across the country. These are reasons why they are carrying on this particular protest. So the IG went on to say that they are not backing down. They remain very determined to ensure that there is public safety from every angle, every step of the way, that there is public safety as the enforcement is going to remain in force. As we speak, the IG, as I understand, is at Seal, where there has been some engagement with the folks as well. So the police working tirelessly at this end, and the guys are chanting slogans that they don't want to steal, they want to hustle. That's the slogan they've been chanting for some days, for some hours now since we got here, that they don't want to steal, they want to hustle. So, but this situation have caused a very huge traffic from this end as well, Cholope. As you see,
the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police remain resolute in making sure to implement the...
Yeah, so Chobe, we're going to come to you, but let's hear from some of the protesters while we're making this march. Hello, how are you? What's your name?
I'm Cass, commonly known as Talk and Do.
Are you one of the motorcyclists? Or you in solidarity with the motorcyclists?
Yes, I'm the co-chair to Yellow Machine.
Okay.
So
this protest, I mean, do you really think you're going to get the outcome? You're going to meet your objective? Talking about getting back to the different corridors and having access to the no-go zones. You think you're going to meet this objective?
I think this issue will be addressed today, and then we are peaceful. We started well and peaceful. I believe the international community is aware, and we just want the legislation that the horse is also informed. They are in sympathy with us with the idea. I believe the decision taken by Gregory was unilateral. So the dynamics is highly political and self-centered. So, however, today with the mass you see, the umbrella.
Okay.
With the population you see, and the communication we are sending for various body, I believe there will be redress today.
Okay.
Yes.
You believe there's going to be redress? What kind of redress are you looking for?
We need our back. We need the band to be lifted.
Okay.
We need our back, our partner. We need our police who are killed. We need justice for them. We need our police, our arrested. The in-person should be released. To be released. So these are our forecasts.
The parents will be lifted.
So
now, we spoke with the police IG, and then he said that they're enforcing this ban for the safety of the public to ensure that there is public safety.
But they have been safety from the previous stage. They have been safety, and we've been safe. We've been, transporting people in the capital and out of the capital. So what today come and be discussing safety? I believe you should carry your own mind. If you ban motorcycle and also transport people, let me ask you a question. With the taxi and out of the bus able to transport the Liberian people to work, to their business center, to school? That's the question. It should be rational.
Alright, so yes, we are going to remain here, of course. We will remain here, of course, bringing you the updates every step of the way. We're going to remain here. Welcome to School TV. Welcome to School TV.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You read the petition. You read the petition today at the legislature. Do you really think you're going to get a kind of result as a result of the action today?
Oh yes, definitely we are going to get result because we are citizens, and the reason we look at our account that have been submitted to the legislature, in our account we have one of the account we said that uplift the bank or else give our money over 6 million United States dollar that was raised.
6 million United States dollars? Over 6 million
United States dollar that was raised from the motorcyclists. So we are calling the government attention to uplift the bank or else to give back our money. And you know that it's impossible. The government cannot give back the money. Definitely the government, they are going to uplift the bank because the bank is unconstitutional. Definitely it's unconstitutional. At the end of the day, you because of one person, few group of cyclists, then you categorize around everybody, you ban them.
But what are you doing about the few group of cyclists you're talking about that are carrying on violent activity for which you think the authorities is enforcing this ban?
My brother, let me tell you, there is no crime. There is no crime that is about death. We are discussing death here. The death of Emmanuel Chokron Pachiwo, it was as a result of the proliferation of checkpoints in the city. You know what I'm talking about? That what caused the death. So we are telling Dr. Coleman, we are not fighting war. We have too much checkpoints in the city. Even Even the man that lost the life, the man back was registered. The man back was registered. You can know what I say? To call the government attention to the government, we call it attention as Article 7 provides that we have the right to assemble and to petition our government to our legislature. So we call it on the government to uplift the bank. And since they have taken 12 days now, our people, they are not eating. Some of them, they are in susu. Our women, they are not eating no bread on our table. So how can the government choose in the form of money after they have collected money for the need of taxes?
So you see it as a total setback to the motorcyclists?
Very, very total setback. Very, very total setback. So asking the government of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nimabaka, to see reason. We know there were error. We know there were mistakes Dragon Common made. We have to revise the decision. Because people who you are buying, you put in one category, there are people who are registered or think they are lesson or think their business registration reflected jacket. They are in compliance with the rules of law.
But the police is talking about public safety concerns on the other end. The police think that part of the reason why there are so many deaths in the traffic is because there is motorcycles in the street. When the motorcyclists are removed, then the death and crime rate will reduce.
So tell me, are you telling me that if the motorcyclists that carry on the crime in the city, even when you remove motorcyclists from the street, you will still have crime in the city. So if that perception that people have that the motorcyclists, they are involved in criminal activity, we say no, not every one of them. I agree to you. That is why we condemn the act of vandalism, a checkpoint in the city. But the government should also understand that due to the multiple checkpoints in the city, that's why call the death of one of our brothers, people. Yes.
What did the legislature say to you? You presented a petition today. What did they say to you after the presentation of your petition?
He said that they petition and they gave up from now on to Thursday, which means 3 days will have result from them because they have to invite graduate common in session. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. So we are staying here, folks. Moving alongside the motorcyclists to the U.S. Embassy, where they are expected to present their petition to the U.S. Embassy. They were at the one UN house where they presented one petition, and of course they are now moving towards the U.S. Embassy, where they are expected to present another petition after presenting a petition to the House of Representatives. Representative Prince Toles on one end received the petition from the motorcyclists, and on behalf of the House of Representatives, and then we are now looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out. Thanks for joining us. This is Spoon TV. We are coming to you live. We are right now on the Capitol bypass, and we're headed to the U.S. Embassy, where the cyclists are expected to present their petition. The cyclists are expected to present their petition, and our understanding is that that is going to be the final point. Once they've concluded with the U.S. Embassy, then they are going to climax this protest. So we're looking forward to seeing how it goes. We will keep talking to some of the guys as we make our way to the embassy. Let's speak to one of the motorcyclists here. Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name?
My name is Morris.
Morris, how long you been part of the protest today?
What been what?
How long? How many hours you been here?
We've been for the past 5 hours now.
For the past 5 hours?
Yeah, previous morning been for 10 o'clock.
Why are you protesting in the first place?
The reason for protesting, you can't tell she register our badge and take lesson, everything, and then you tell she don't come in the city at all. It was not an agreement. The agreement is don't come in time. We now have a problem with it. But then you come with an agreement that we should come in time and register with $250 US with all our expenses. So then the road will be free for all. But later on, your plane change. So it's that you betray the struggle.
Wow.
And I can show the people that now for the accident, what happened over that day, it bring tension that day. On that spot, I was on the scene, nobody paid attention. But because the police, they were afraid, we see more cyclists were standing there, so they was afraid.
Wow. So the police is saying that public safety concerns is part of the reason why there's enforcement. Don't you think that the police is trying to ensure that there's safety for everyone?
No, I believe that the safety should be for everybody. For everybody, that's 100% is true. But in so doing, sometimes the police make mistakes. Yeah, when they see people, million cyclists, when something happy, they always gotta accept in that kind of move. So it always call the attention of the government, like people be afraid. But I can assure you that motorcycles we are responsible, we have children that we are taking care of. Everything. We are not people.
So what do you think the U.S. embassy has to do with this now that you go there?
No, but before we start going to sleep, I put on that we are a country of fund by the American Organization Society, and then the American play no part in our country money any other thing. So instead of any happy people take any action, you have to cry on them. So maybe they may happy.
So that's why you guys are going to the U.S. embassy.
This is the reason.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. Let's talk to this gentleman. How are you? What's your name?
My name is Amadou Ba.
Amadou, why are you in the street?
Yeah, because my mother have been packed since 3 weeks ago, and I have 2 children. Now school is in process, so I will get a school fee. My children are sitting at home.
Your mother have been packed 2 weeks?
Yes, 3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yes, 3 weeks. My mother have been packed.
Wow. So, but don't you think this is done for your own safety, for public safety reasons?
Although it's done for public safety, but we the motorcyclists that we are on safety because we are our helmet or careful in riding at this time. So the government, they want the police, because I live right down Slowway. Right in front of my house, the incident take place. We were there at that time, the ambulance come, not put up violence. But the police are the one who put up violence on motorcyclists. We were there.
You have to work faster. You have to work like a man. Alright, so
I'm fast.
Okay,
so I have to
the energy low right now, you eat fast.
Yes.
Okay, so but do you think the authorities will listen to you, those concerns you're raising?
Yes, the authorities will listen to, because we are Liberians. We have nowhere to go. We are hustling. We would be stealing. We are hustling. So the authorities have to listen to us.
Okay, thank you for talking to Spoon TV.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and see. Let's talk to hello, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
What's your name?
Lincoln Roberts.
Lincoln, why are you here?
I'm here because I'm affected. I'm now a promotion driver, but the people took my bike from me. Yeah, that time, I was coming to work because I'm a shop.
Go ahead.
I was coming to work, I was going in at that time. The people took my bike and put it on the truck. Yeah. Yeah. My bike, they seized my bike because they said one more. Yeah. You understand? My bike, I got a driver lesson to register. You understand?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for me, for my own observation, I don't see that I never get mean or register my bike because the government forced us to register the bike. We register the bike and then we got peace. You understand?
Okay, you think the government will listen to you?
The government stole for me because you get them my money, it's actually kind of street. He forced me to register my bike. And I'm not commercial man. He forced me to register my bike. I register my bike, I insure it. I got driver lesson. I bring my bike on the street, take my bike from me. Where are we heading to? That dissatisfaction brought war in our country. And we don't want to go to another process again. You understand? Now what made me to join the protest today?
Wow.
Because my bike is commercial or private. My bike is a private bike, but they suppress us. Talk about bike from us.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So what are we heading to now? Gentlemen, you tell me, what are we heading to?
Well, I mean, when was your bike arrested?
My bike got arrested 3 days ago. I was coming to work. When the truck stopped, the men fought me. You see, when the men hit me here, I got wounded. They fought me all the back. They took my bag from me. You getting me? I showed them my insurance paper, my registration, my driver's license. I'm not commercial man, but the government took my bag from me. You understand? I'm not running bike for commercial. I got my own private bike. So there's something going through now.
Thank you very much.
Yes, suppression.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you too.
Okay. All right, so folks, we stay here. Let's talk to this gentleman. Hello, what's your name?
My name is Saliuso.
Eh?
My name is Saliuso.
Saliuso?
Yeah.
Why are you here? Let me working. Why are you here?
Yeah, for the protest where we organize ourselves to help our protest brothers.
Are you a bike rider?
I'm a bike rider.
Was your bike seized before?
Actually, my bike was not seized because after they surprised us to make our bike to be on the seats, I come to my bike, I put it on safe until I know where it's going on.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us. So we are now at Broad and Johnson Street intersection. The police directing the traffic from every angle. Liberia National Police here, state security, trying to make sure that everything is under control. This is Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Collette. Thanks for joining us. We are still here, folks. Making sure that we bring we are going to make sure we bring you the happiness here every step of the way. Spoon TV. Of course, we want to talk to a female I see here. Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Felicia P. Louis.
Okay, let's walk faster. Felicia, why are you here?
I hear about my boy showing it for the motorcycle.
For the motorcyclist?
Yeah.
Are you a motorcyclist?
Yes, my late brother ride motorcycle. And when you are doing and then you fly for high school, and you still doing it, yes. Because we don't get money to give it to the man. He no job.
Oh.
Yes.
So, but the police say they're enforcing that thing here for the safety of everybody.
Yes.
Don't you think the police is doing the right thing for the country?
Oh yeah, they're doing the right thing.
You think the police is doing the right thing for the country?
Oh yes.
But then why are you protesting if the police is doing the right thing for the country?
Oh yes, Bob. They're doing the right thing, but in the society, they tell you the motorcycle, the man on the mirror.
So you think the motorcyclist should be on the mirror?
Yes. Oh yes, because while they insure, they get a helmet, they register it, everything. But you gotta get a sister to name.
Okay. Thank you for talking to us, eh? Alright, so we see back. I don't know why, but I see the protesters are going back. They are converging somewhere in there. This is Spoon TV. I'm Nelson Collette. Sylvester Cholope is here as well. Thanks to all of you for watching. So we are looking to see how this is going to play out. This is the situation here today. And of course, this is where we are. Cholope, what do you make of the situation here?
Well, I think it is still going peaceful. If you will ask me about the condition of this protest that is being led by motorcyclists in Monrovia or Monrovia, we were earlier on told that we are marching strictly to the American embassy. But we are still on our way, and we see motorcyclists still dragging in terms of, they have briefly stopped for what. That's why we want to know exactly. But as we all can see over there, we are around the junction of Broad and Johnson Streets, and the motorcyclists have briefly stopped for what we are about to discover that. But I think, Nelson, to answer your question, it is still going peaceful. While we were coming, I observed that motorcycles themselves were, controlling the traffic, making sure that drivers move in slowly. So yes, it is good.
So let's speak to a few motorcyclists. Some of the guys are resting. Why are you resting? Have you ran out of energy? You want to stand up and talk to us? No energy or what?
The energy I have right now is more than ever before. Yes, for my freedom, it costs me to take the street from 10 to 10. I will take the street. My energy is more than before. Thank you.
All right, thank you for talking to Spoon TV. So folks, we are still moving on. We are marching towards the U.S. Embassy. All right, so before us here, the